Hey guys, so in this video we are going to talk about what to bet on as a salary programmer. Now, what the hell is a salary programmer? Well, let's get into it. So a salary programmer is a term that I use to define a person who is in it for other reasons as opposed to what unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but what has become the norm. Now, just let me walk you through it. So in IT today, there is this hype around people having drive and passion and innovation and ideas and all that good stuff. And you know, it is a technical and innovative field of work. And when you have too many of these buzzwords circling around a profession like ours, you kind of start to expect that from your employees, basically. And this is a bad thing, in my personal opinion. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It kind of depends on your perspective. What's a good thing is that, you know, if you are a truly passionate and innovative person and you have all this fire and passion and drive, I think that you should be rewarded for that. I genuinely do. I think that you are an exceptional individual. But what I don't like is that it's come to the point where we treat that as just the normal. It's supposed to be normal, and it's almost expected of you that you only care about programming. You only care, that's the only thing in your life. And I resent that quite a bit. And if you think about it, it's actually it's an odd mindset. Not every single person can be or has an interest in living for their profession. They can be good programmers without having to spend every single hour programming or thinking up ideas or joining startups or all that stuff, right? But for some reason, it's almost as if you kind of have to in order to just hold down a job. Now, that's not 100% true, but it's more true than I would like to. I'd like things to be, kind of. So a salary programmer, per my definition, is a person who simply is a programmer for a job, like for job reasons. It's a fun, engaging job, and this is not a bad thing. It's just that you are a normal human being, and you're just interested in programming because you find it as an interesting thing, but your primary goal is to have a job. Now, this video here, I will just touch on the things that I think that you should focus on if you want to be a salary programmer. And I will also explain why you should focus on this specific thing. Now, the first thing that I will argue that is important for a salary programmer is accessibility and job availability, diversity in your options, basically. That's the primary goal, I would say, because the issue with going with a more advanced type of like obscure languages, which may have a higher pay associated to them, is that once again, if in order for you to get a job in something like that, you will have to actually be extremely talented, most likely, or you're going to have to work quite a bit in order to land one of those super high paid jobs. So in my mind, it makes more sense to go for job security. And in programming, there are a few ways to gain job security. The most important language for you to learn in order to be a salary programmer is Java. Hands down. There's not even a competition, I would say. You can make an argument for C# as well, and that's a perfectly good alternative. But Java is, on average, probably even more secure. So why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this because Java it's the world's most popular server-side or system types of programming. Not system level programming, but backend. It's used for everything from embedded systems to web services to all kinds of stuff. It's used for games. You can do almost anything in Java. And the reason why this is a very good thing for salary programmers is because most of the really large companies with the deepest pockets, who have the most amount of money and who are looking for programmers, are looking for Java programmers. On average, they are looking for Java programmers. There are entire companies just dedicated to providing consultants for Java. I can tell you now that for every 10 other recruitment attempts that I get, and I get quite a few, almost 9 out of 10 are for Java positions. So Java is hands down the most important thing, or the best option for you if you want to have a job, just globally. This is not regional. In your region you might have some languages that are more popular than others, but Java is globally hands down the most popular programming language. So if you know Java and you have a bit of experience with that language and you can produce professional level software, I can promise you that you will have a job, and you will have more than a few job offers. Guaranteed, not even a question. So, apart from that, being really good with JavaScript, which is the world's most popular programming language, is a very good thing. Now, why am I saying Java and not JavaScript as the first selection? Well, see, the issue with JavaScript is that it is a very chaotic language. There's a lot of work that has to go in to JavaScript to get really good at JavaScript. So if you're looking for just having a job and you're not so engaged into innovation and all that stuff, then JavaScript is probably something that you should learn. You should learn the basics of it, because it's going to most likely be around in almost every job that you have, as long as you're working with the web. So knowing some JavaScript is very useful to you. But as I said, the whole point of being like more focused on being a salary programmer, or the idea is that you're not so engaged maybe in innovation. And trust me, JavaScript is the fastest moving programming language in the world, so it's not a good main language to have. Java is very slow moving. It doesn't change all that much in comparison, so it's a perfect fit for somebody who is more interested in just doing programming as a profession, right? So Java, definitely. JavaScript, learn enough, because it's very important for you to know the basics at least of JavaScript. Apart from that, you will need to learn something like MySQL. MySQL is the world's most popular database. It's the most common one around. You don't have to learn all the other ones, but MySQL, you should know that. That's going to be very, very useful for you, and the likelihood of you having to work with that database is enormous. Apart from that, learning CSS and HTML is also very, very useful, just to start off with. These are the main things. Now, apart from that, like in the context of Java, it's very handy for you to also know about Hibernate, for example, ORMs and that sort of thing, but I kind of package that together with all of the Java learnings. And basically these are the things that you should know in order to get a full-time job as a programmer, where I can promise you, if you know these things that I've just told you about, and you know them fairly well, you are guaranteed, I can all but promise you, that you will have a job pretty much immediately. So hopefully you found this video useful. Have a great day.